The knock on my door came at dusk, sharp and insistent, pulling me from the haze of another endless workday. I opened it to find Faith, my neighbor from across the street, her face pale under the porch light, eyes wide with something I couldn't place, desperation maybe or fear. "Eviana, please," she whispered, her voice cracking. "I need help with the garage light, it's out and I'm terrified of the dark alone tonight. But that's not why I'm here. I think I'm falling for you and I don't know how to stop it." My heart slammed against my ribs like a trapped bird, the world tilting on its axis in that single shattering moment. Faith, the epitome of suburban perfection, married to her high school sweetheart, mother to a bubbly toddler, the woman who'd baked cookies for my housewarming and chatted about PTA meetings over the fence, now stood before me, unraveling a truth that defied everything I knew about her. I'd always admired her from afar, her effortless grace, the way she laughed with her head thrown back, but I'd buried any flicker of attraction deep, convinced she was as straight as the white picket fence around her yard. How could this be real? My mind raced, replaying every innocent interaction. The shared coffees, the lingering glances I'd dismissed as friendliness. Was I imagining the tremor in her hands, the way her eyes pleaded for understanding? No, this was happening and it terrified me as much as it thrilled me. I stepped aside, letting her in, the door clicking shut like a lock on a secret we couldn't escape. "Faith, what are you saying?" I managed, my voice barely above a whisper, as we moved to the living room. She collapsed onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. "I don't know, Eviana. I've been fighting it for months. First it was just admiration. You're so strong, so unapologetically you. But then the dreams started, the thoughts I couldn't shake. Mark's away on business again, and tonight, alone in that house, I couldn't pretend anymore." Her words hung in the air, heavy with the weight of a life built on expectations. I sat beside her, careful not to touch, my own thoughts a whirlwind. I'd come out in college, faced the rejection from my conservative family, built a life where I didn't hide who I was. But getting involved with a married woman? That was a line I'd never crossed, a moral quagmire that screamed danger. As she spoke, her voice gained strength, laced with the raw honesty of someone finally breaking free. Growing up in this small town outside Seattle, everyone expected me to follow the script. Marry young, have kids, be the perfect wife. I did it all, Eviana. But lately I felt so empty. Watching you live openly, it stirred something in me. I researched online late at night, reading about women who realize later in life. Scares me, what if I'm gay? What does that mean for my family? I listened, my heart aching for her, but a voice inside warned me. This could destroy us both. Still, I couldn't turn away. "Let's fix that light first," I said, buying time, though I knew the real darkness was just beginning. We crossed the street to her house, the cool evening air doing little to calm the storm inside me. In the garage, I climbed the ladder, twisting the bulb while she held the flashlight, her beam steady despite the tremble in her voice. "Eviana, I didn't mean to dump this on you, but you're the only one I trust. My friends would freak out, my parents. God, they'd disown me." As the light flickered on, illuminating the clutter of bikes and boxes, I descended, facing her. Our eyes met, and for a second, the air crackled with unspoken possibility. But then reality crashed in. Her wedding ring glinted under the new light, a stark reminder. "Faith, this is huge. You have a husband, a child. I can't be the reason you blow up your life." She nodded, tears welling, but her hand brushed mine, sending a jolt through me. "I know, but ignoring it feels like dying inside." That night, alone in my bed, I tossed and turned, my mind a battlefield of ethics and desire. Was it wrong to feel flattered, excited even? I'd been single for years, avoiding entanglements after a messy breakup, focusing on my graphic design career. But Faith's confession cracked open a vulnerability I'd long sealed. What if I helped her explore this, only for her to retreat back to safety, leaving me heartbroken? Or worse, what if we pursued it, and society branded us as homewreckers? In our progressive city, acceptance was surface level. Beneath it lurked judgments, especially for women like us. My parents had barely spoken to me since I came out. Imagining Faith facing that amplified my fear. Yet, a part of me yearned to guide her, to show her it's okay to question. The next morning, a text from her. "Can we talk? Coffee at my place." I hesitated, fingers hovering over the reply. Saying yes meant stepping into the fire, No meant abandoning her in confusion. I typed back, sure, sealing my fate. As I walked over, I steeled myself for the conversation ahead. She opened the door, her daughter Lily playing in the background, a picture of domestic bliss. "Mark's back tomorrow," she said as we sat at the kitchen table, steam rising from our mugs. "I have to figure this out before then." Her eyes searched mine, desperate for answers I didn't have. "Faith, have you talked to anyone else? A therapist?" She shook her head. "No, I'm too scared. What if word gets out? Our community is tight-knit. Rumors spread like wildfire." I understood that fear all too well, the isolation of hiding your truth. As we talked, layers peeled back. She confessed to suppressed attractions in college, dismissed as phases. "I married Mark because he was safe, kind. But now with you it's different. It's like waking up." My inner voice screamed caution. "She's married. This is betrayal territory. Yet empathy won." "Okay, let's take it slow. No rushing into anything." But even as I said it, I felt the pull, the dangerous allure of forbidden connection. By afternoon, Lily napped and we shared stories, my coming-out struggles, her suffocating expectations. Laughter mixed with tears, forging a bond that felt inevitable yet perilous. Days blurred into secret meetings. Walks in the park, whispered confessions over wine after Lily's bedtime. Faith's internal conflict raged. "I love Mark, but not like this. What kind of mother am I? Risking everything." I'd reassure her, but doubt gnawed at me. Was I enabling a mistake? Society's voice echoed. Women like her should stay put, preserve the family unit. But her awakening stirred my own reflections. Had I settled for solitude to avoid pain? One evening, as rain pattered outside, she leaned in, our foreheads touching. "Eviana, thank you for not judging." The moment hung charged, but we pulled back, honoring boundaries. Still, the tension built. A dam ready to burst. The dam cracked a week later when Mark returned, his presence a sudden barrier between us. Faith's texts grew sporadic, laced with guilt. "He's suspicious. I have to be careful." I paced my living room, phone in hand, wrestling with jealousy I had no right to feel. She wasn't mine. She was entangled in a web of vows and obligations. Yet, each silence amplified my turmoil. Was this the end before it began? My mind replayed our last meeting. Her hand on my arm, the spark that ignited hope. Now, isolation crept in, reminding me why I'd built walls. At work, designing logos for a queer-friendly brand, I found distraction, but thoughts of Faith intruded. What if she chose safety over truth? I'd be left with echoes of what could have been. Another scar on my heart. That night, a frantic call. "Eviana, can you come over?" Lily's with her grandma. Mark's at poker. I arrived to find her disheveled, eyes red from crying. We argued. He sensed something's off. I almost told him. She paced the kitchen, hands wringing. Part of me wants to confess everything, but the thought of losing Lily. It's unbearable. I pulled her into a hug, our first real embrace, her body trembling against mine. "You don't have to decide now," I murmured, though my own resolve wavered. Holding her felt right, yet wrong. A betrayal of trust, even if unspoken. As we sat on the porch, stars hidden by clouds, she delved deeper into her past. "My family is devout Catholic. They drilled in that marriage is forever. Coming out would shatter them." I shared my own story. The day I told my parents, their silence louder than screams. "It hurt, Faith, but living a lie hurts more." She nodded, but fear etched her face. "What about society? Our neighbors whisper about the gay couple down the street. If they knew about us." Us, the word slipped out, hanging between us like a promise. My heart raced. Was I ready for this chaos? I'd fought for my identity, but involving a family crossed into murky ethics. Still, her vulnerability drew me in. The next day, an unexpected visit from her sister, Claire, who eyed me suspiciously as I left Faith's house. "Who's that?" I overheard Claire ask. Faith stammered response. "Just the neighbor helping with chores." The encounter fueled my paranoia. What if Claire pieced it together? That evening, Faith confided. "She's always been the judgmental one. If she finds out, she'll tell Mom and Dad." Pressure mounted, society's invisible chains tightening. I urged therapy, but she resisted. What if the counselor reports it or something leaks? Her fear mirrored mine from years ago. but now amplified by stakes I couldn't match. Our connection deepened in stolen moments. A shared lunch at a cafe outside town, where hands brushed under the table. "I feel alive with you," she admitted, eyes shining. But guilt shadowed her. Mark doesn't deserve this deception. I felt it too, the moral weight of secrecy. Was I the villain, tempting her away from stability? Inner debates raged. Love shouldn't destroy, but suppression destroys souls. One afternoon, as we walked a secluded trail, she stopped, facing me. "Eviana, I think I'm bisexual. Or maybe lesbian. But I need time." Relief mixed with frustration. Time meant more waiting, more risk. Family pressures escalated when Mark planned an anniversary dinner, inviting me as the helpful neighbor. The evening was torture. Watching them hold hands, toasting their life, while Faith's eyes darted to me with apology. Inside, I seethed. At him for unknowingly possessing what I craved. At her for the charade. At myself for participating. Later, alone with her in the kitchen, she whispered, "This is killing me." I snapped, voice low. "Then end it or end this." Her flinch cut deep. Had I pushed too far? "I can't just flip a switch," she retorted, tears flowing. The argument exposed cracks. My impatience versus her caution. Reconciliation came via text. "I'm sorry. Meet me tomorrow." At a park bench, she explained her turmoil. "Lily asks why mommy's sad. I hate lying." We brainstormed options. Counseling, separation if needed. But doubt lingered. Was this love or infatuation born of crisis? Society's narrative haunted. Women who leave for women are selfish, destructive. My own family echoed that. A cousin's divorce labeled her a failure. As we parted, a chaste kiss on the cheek sealed our pact to navigate carefully. But caution shattered when Claire confronted Faith. "I saw you two together. What's going on?" Faith denied, but the seed was planted. Panic set in. Claire threatened to investigate. "She's protective but nosy," Faith said, voice shaking. I advised honesty, but she balked. "Not yet." The deception weighed heavier, eroding trust. In my solitude, I questioned everything. Was pursuing this worth the fallout? The answer eluded me as tension coiled tighter. The coil snapped at a neighborhood barbecue, where whispers turned to stares. Claire had talked, rumors swirling. Faith spending too much time with that lesbian neighbor. Mark confronted her that night, as she later recounted to me in tears. He asked if I was having an affair. I denied it, but he didn't believe me. Guilt consumed her. I'm betraying everyone. I held her, but resentment brewed. Why couldn't she choose? My inner voice accused. You're pressuring her. Just like society pressured you to conform. The next week, Mark's suspicion led to arguments. Lily caught in the crossfire. She heard us fighting. Asked if Daddy's leaving. Faith's pain pierced me. Children shouldn't pay for adult confusion. I suggested space, but she refused. You're my anchor. Dependency alarmed me. Was I enabling avoidance? Ethical dilemmas mounted. Fidelity versus self-discovery. Society judged harshly. Online forums debated late bloomers as excuses for infidelity. A turning point came when Faith attended a support group I recommended, anonymously. Hearing others' stories, it resonated. But returning home, Mark waited, phone in hand. He found my search history. Am I gay? The confession erupted. Partial truth about questioning, omitting me. Mark's reaction hurt, anger. He said we need counseling or it's over. Faith's choice loomed. Family or freedom. I wrestled with involvement. Inserting myself felt invasive. Yet, when she showed up at my door, bruised not physically but emotionally, I couldn't turn away. He thinks it's a phase, wants me to pray it away. Echoes of conversion therapy chilled me. I'd escaped that fate, but many hadn't. You deserve better, I said, fueling her resolve. But doubt crept. Was I biasing her against him? Family intervention followed. Faith's parents arrived, Claire in tow. They lectured about sin, duty. Faith stood firmish. I'm exploring my identity. Backlash was swift, threats of cutting ties, taking Lily. Mom said I'd be a bad influence. The cruelty exposed societal hypocrisy. Love only valid in approved forms. Our relationship strained under scrutiny. Secret meetings became rarer, paranoia ruling. One night, a heated call. Mark wants full custody if I leave. The stakes skyrocketed. Losing a child for love? Unthinkable. My heart broke for her, but self-preservation whispered retreat. Maybe we pause, I suggested. Her response, betrayal. You said you'd support me. The fight escalated, words like daggers. Accusations of selfishness on both sides. Reconciliation tentative but damage done. Faith dove into therapy, uncovering repressed traumas. Childhood crushes on girls ignored. Awakening brought clarity but pain. Society's pressure intensified via friends shunning her. They side with Mark. Isolation bonded us but resentment simmered. A climactic confrontation. Mark discovered our texts. He called you a predator. Fury ignited. I faced him at their house. This isn't about me, it's Faith's journey. He pleaded. We have a life. Don't destroy it. Guilt hit hard. Was I the catalyst? Faith intervened. It's my choice. But choices have prices. That night she packed a bag, staying with me temporarily. I can't live the lie anymore. Living together amplified intimacy, but without physicality. Boundaries held. Her internal war. Am I ruining Lily's life? Mine. Am I worth this chaos? Society's gaze burned. Neighbors gossiped, work suffered. Yet, in quiet moments, connection deepened, hinting at possibility amid ruin. Ruin manifested when custody battles loomed. Mark filed for separation, citing emotional affair. Court dates loomed, lawyers dissecting lives. Faith's torment. Lily cries for both parents. I supported but felt like an intruder. This is my fault. I confessed one night. She reassured. No, it's mine for hiding. But blame circled, eroding us. Family betrayal peaked. Parents disowned her. They said I'm dead to them. Devastation crushed her. I held her through sobs, questioning if love justified this. Society amplified. Media stories of similar cases painted women like us as villains. Online hate targeted. Anonymity pierced. A shocking twist. Claire apologized, admitting jealousy. I was scared for you. Reconciliation tentative but trust fractured. Faith's awakening accelerated. I know now, I'm lesbian. Declaration liberating, yet bittersweet. But the cost. Mark's anger turned vengeful, dragging friends into mud. Our first real fight as a couple. Over future. What if I regret this? She asked. I snapped. Then go back. Hurt flashed, she stormed out. Alone regret flooded. Had I been too harsh? Reconciliation via heartfelt talk. We're both scared. Bond strengthened but scars remained. Damage extended to my life. Parents hearing rumors called. This is why we worried. Rejection reopened wounds. Work clients hesitated. Subtle discrimination. Is this worth it? I pondered. Faith's presence answered yes, but doubt lingered. A moment of truth. Lily's birthday, joint custody strained. Mark glared. Faith navigated. I waited outside. She asked about you, Faith said later. Innocence amid chaos, heart-wrenching. Moral quandary. Children's needs versus personal truth. As proceedings dragged, Faith faced a choice. Fight for custody or concede more time. I won't lose her. Compromise meant less us time. Sacrifice tested love. I'll wait, I promised. But waiting bred resentment. Betrayal struck when Faith wavered. Maybe I can try with Mark again. Words like knives. After everything? Confrontation explosive. Accusations of cowardice. She left back home. Heart shattered. Was it all a phase? Days of agony. No contact. Inner turmoil peaked. Love turned to loss. Then a knock. Faith resolute. I can't. I choose you. Relief but trust dented. No more back and forth. Pact sealed but wariness remained. The war culminated in court, where truths aired. Faith testified her journey. Judge sympathetic yet stern. Custody shared. Mark relented slightly. Victory hollow. Family ties severed, friends lost. We won, but at what price? Faith mused. Rebuilding began tentatively. We moved in together. Navigating new normal. Lily adjusted, innocent questions probing. Are you mommy's girlfriend? Honesty prevailed. Yes, and we love you. But society's shadow loomed, school whispers, parental judgments. My awakening. Realizing love demands sacrifice. I almost lost myself, I admitted. Faith echoed. Me too. Growth from pain, therapy helped mend. Yet, conflicts lingered. Holidays alone without families. Do they ever forgive? Hope dimmed but resilience grew. Community found in LGBTQ groups. Support buffered isolation. A final confrontation. Parents reached out, tentative. We miss Lily. Faith's dilemma. Forgive or protect? They hurt me. Decision. Boundaries set. Slow reconciliation. As life stabilized, reflections deepened. Choices debated. Was leaving right? Damage irreversible, but authenticity liberating. In quiet nights we pondered the path. Love endured, forged in fire. Was it morally right to pursue personal truth at the expense of a family's stability? Or does societal pressure to conform justify the deception and eventual upheaval?